Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another video of the F1 2021 Driver Crimo with BMW Williams, episode number 72 today for the Austrian Grand Prix of Season 5, round number 8. If you missed the previous episode uploaded on Monday at France, I recommend you go and check that out, and of course subscribing to the channel to see plenty more F1 2021 and F1 22 Driver Crimo videos. But coming into this one then, R&D wise, we've been overtaken by Mercedes as well coming into this one. The likes of DS, Aston Martin, AlphaTauri, all in that midfield fight with Alpine starting to slow, and then Haas brought another upgrade, which is the first time they brought upgrades back to back since 1548. As well. Have Red Bull maxed out there? We'll have to wait and see. Obviously, Verstappen is way out in front, but Sainz is closing in, of course, in the championship. So we'll see what happens for Ferrari and Red Bull. But moving to qualifying then, Austria is a good track of mine. As well, we've won here many times before, including a couple of times on this game as well. So it's really a question of can we do well? Not in qualifying, of course, because of the final section. I'll go back into that at the end of the lap. First part of the lap, though, slightly down on our best time through turn 1. We gained time on the exit there through the fake turn 2 up to turn 3, and we're going to use a bit of the curve, try and gain time on the exit there. And that's more like it again as well. First two sectors as we go down to turn 4, as well as again slightly under. Now we need to start making the improvements. We go through to turn 5, and turn 6. We're only half a tenth up on our previous best time, but that's 8 tenths faster than Sainz, who's down in 60th. It's not great for him. In his quest, as Verstappen is getting in the way here. He's not happy. We've lost slightly bit of time. We're only a tenth up through the final corner. You know, it's those turn 9, turn 10 that I lose so much speed. The AI just goes supersonic speed through that corner. As a result, we're P18, usual position. So it's going to be an interesting one to see how many places we can make up, though. But we have the race pace around here, so hopefully we can turn it into some points time for the race.
Welcome to the beautiful Styrian Mountains for another chapter in the story of the Austrian Grand Prix. The Spielberg circuit then is situated 700 metres above sea level, with just 10 corners making up one of the shortest laps of the season. One time around here is a distance of 2.6 miles, with the best overtaking chances into turn 1 or the tight uphill turn 3. With the Grand Prix nearly upon us, Anthony Davidson is by my side once again to offer his perspective. So, let's start with Lance Stroll. That was a great win in the last race. Can they keep that momentum going this weekend?
It's always nice to come into a Grand Prix weekend on a high, but your expectations are based much more on your practice and qualifying runs. So it's the momentum from those sessions that they'll be hoping to carry into the race today.
It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Young superstar Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and it's Lance Stroll in P2. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Gasly, Carlos Sainz, and Norris, Tsunoda, Ricciardo, Eilert, and Sergio Perez, Russell, Hamilton, Fernando Alonso, and Vettel, Ocon, Latifi, and Guan Yu Zhou, a Williams, Mick Schumacher, and Nikita Mazepin. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out. Then let's see who can prevail today.
Now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
I think we can get a top 10 finish from 18th. I don't like that race strategy, I'm not going to lie. In these later seasons, I feel that the medium to soft start Doesn't give us great pace really compared to what it would do in the earlier seasons, but we've got nothing to lose here as well. So 5-foot lights then for the Austrian Grand Prix, and after a slightly longer hold, lights are out and away we go, and it's a good start, better than the Zhou Guan Yu and Fernando Alonso there in the Renault car. Trying down the inside of Vettel. That allows Latifi to come back in the other DS car, and Latifi is actually going to accelerate away, but we're going to try and get past Latifi because he is going to be slow. He is Latifi. A huge dive. Russell decides not to give me any room as well, and we'll get a replay of that, but you know, I mean, again, it is a huge dive. I can't really get it stopped due to the overheating brake nature. As Russell there, he didn't really use his mirrors to look at the inside there, but anyway, there's no damage fortunately for either of us, but he is a little slow, Russell. He's still very much Mr. Saturday in this game, unlike the Mr. Sunday that he's also become in real life, and he's been overtaken by Lewis Hamilton, and then goes 3 wide then with the Renault of Alonso and the Aston Martin of Sebastian Vettel as well. Neither of those have retired in this game, and Vettel gets forced out in the end there, and I think Russell might have got damage in that incident because Latifi goes to rise into the back of Russell as he's going into the pits, and with that debris the safety car comes out, and here is Russell coming up to the safety car, and he's driven straight into it, and he's managed to I don't know how he's managed to crash the sponsor board there, but he's just go to the left. You can see him from miles away, and I think his front wing flew into the sponsor board. So yeah, the safety car's definitely coming out. We're coming in then on the end of lap 4 for our one and only stop onto 7 mediums. By the time the safety car was being in, that would be lap 7. A couple of people have gone on. One of them, I think that's Hamilton, has gone on, and I think Stroll has also gone on. We'll get confirmation about that as well. We're coming, Ricciardo and Norris have both come in ahead of us, as has, I think, Verstappen and Sainz. Sorry, not Sainz, Leclerc, I think, actually, excuse me. So yes, under the safety car then, Lance Stroll leads from Carlos Sainz and Pierre Gasly as well. So those three haven't come into under the safety car and will now be under a massive disadvantage, although they will have fresher tyres towards the end of the Grand Prix, but it's a 25% race, so, and with all the tyre upgrades that all the teams have, it's not really a benefit. Now we've just got to try and get through this traffic because we've got a whole load of slower cars like the Haas, the DS's and Co up ahead. We need to get past them as quickly as possible and not get blocked like this one. We're going to dive out the inside. 3 wide there, try to go up the inside. I'm going to take the outside line there, switch it the outside the corner rather, to get past Mazepin and move up to P12. But a beautiful little move there. A little bit of contact on my slide with Ricciardo, not really wanting to give space, but then Tsunoda also pinching him in there on the outside the corner, and we have swooped across and have made even more positions up there. As we're watching now, Leclerc getting past Schumacher in the other Haas. Verstappen though is being held up by Schumacher, and now we'll look to get past him on the main straight, which is where we come back to our POV. Schumacher doesn't give up there, goes side by side. There's slight contact between Schumacher and Verstappen. Verstappen's had a poor exit out turn 1, side by side through the fake turn 2 up to turn 3. We have the inside line, thank you very much, and we'll be able to cut back to the racing line and ahead of Verstappen, and that's effectively, well, when everyone makes their stop, we will be P2. So we've come from the back of the grid to P2, but of course it's not over yet. Verstappen is all over the back of me. He dives down the inside, but he goes way too deep into that corner, and we're able to go slow in, fast out, and retake the position as well. So yeah, you know, we squeeze him to the inside there, and then takes a bit of the curb and goes way too deep into the corner, and we're able to keep the position as we're on board with Fernando Alonso in the Renault car, and he's out the race. So that's another safety car, and everyone who didn't pit under that safety car has come in, except for Mazitwat, who's still out there, and that means that Sebastian Vettel is now P4, which would be a great job for Vettel and the Aston Martin team. You know, I've had a resurgence in this Season 5 after being very much a backmarker car since we drove for them in Season 2. It's a poor restart for me, and we're unable to catch up to Leclerc as well. Moving to lap 12, we're back with our battle with Max Verstappen. If only Leclerc had a little issue, and then we could potentially win a race with BMW. Williams as Verstappen there. Tries to go around the outside there this time, learning from his mistake, but oh yes, there's contact there between Verstappen. He just decides to drive in to me as I'm not there, as Ricciardo as a puncher. So Ricciardo is going very slowly there with a puncher. That's unfortunate for the McLaren driver, who's not had much luck in this Season 5 career mode as well. As we're watching on board with Lance Stroll, he's benefiting from the safety car and is up coming up to his teammate. His teammates almost narrowly misses Ricciardo, and Stroll is out of the race again. That pit lane exit, and it originally was a virtual safety car, but it has that little mechanic and it changed to a full safety car, which I guess is the coding because there's that maximum thing of only have 2 safety cars in a 25% race as well. So yes, team radio then.
Okay, there appears to be an issue. We're currently investigating.
Jeff, we haven't had one of these forever. We should not be having an issue, Jeff. Anyway, hopefully it's nothing and we can get back away. Again, it's another poor understeer there as well. More team radio from Jeff.
We're racing again. It looks critical. Find somewhere to retire as soon as possible. We can't risk you carrying on with this race. I repeat, find somewhere to retire immediately. It's too dangerous to stay on track.